Hello everybody and welcome back to F1 TS Hub. It's a Friday night again and we are here for the podium tier. Sorry for the 5-minute delay, we were just waiting on a couple of drivers who notified us prior to the race, so we decided to delay and wait for them 5 minutes. We've got my fellow pole sitter here, Odems. We shared the front row in Mercedes here for Season 7.
Yeah, we did. Unfortunately, the race didn't go as planned, but it was a very good, strong showing of pace that day.
It definitely was, and neither of our races went to plan that day, but I'm sure all of these 14 drivers know exactly what their plan is for tonight's race. Odems qualifying under 11 minutes left of the session already. These podium boys, they impressed us last week.
Yeah, they did. It was a pretty amazing race in Austria, even made more amazing by the rain at the end. We saw Emphatic come out of nowhere pretty much and snatch the win with an inspired strategy call to stay on the softs. So yeah, very enjoyable race last week.
Yeah, you got to remember as well that with this podium tier, there's a lot of new drivers, and so it was interesting for us to see exactly who's able to do what last time out, last Friday. Of course, this is round 2 in Britain here at Silverstone. The weather looks dry to me, Odens, but of course it can change before the race. We don't know what the race could be like. You got to remember as well that this is Silverstone, so it can rain. It doesn't have to rain the whole race. It can rain at any point.
Yep.
Oh, Emphatic just lost it. Emphatic is on the soft tyre. He was weaving, caught the grass, and just about saved it from sliding into the wall. So he's the only driver actually on the soft tyre at the moment. We've seen him do that a lot though, Odems, in many podium races last season as well.
Yeah, in his previous interview he said that last week was his best performance in TS Hub, and he was hoping for rain as well, so maybe he is a bit more stronger in the rain. I think he qualified 10th last week, so definitely rain is when he will shine the most. Not a good start to qualify for him so far. Sideways, and actually Williams and Primeval also just went on the grass there.
Primeval got in the way as well of Emphatic, so our race winner last time out, Emphatic, just held on to it from, of course, Jonas, who in the practice session on Thursday really impressed.
Oh yeah, totally, yeah. He almost beat me in the qualifying session. I know in the rain he does enjoy it, and he showed that in bounds yesterday. Where did he finish? 4th, 3rd?
5th or 4th or something like that, yeah. It was a good showing, and a lot of these guys. Alan impressed us with his defending last time out in Austria. We also have you having a giggle finished on the podium. He did bottle the race win, and he was called to the drivers' press conference to kind of make him feel a little bit more pain for that one. But a podium on your first race at F1 TS Hub isn't a bad way to start at all.
Not at all. Obviously, it could have been a lot better, but if you had offered him 3rd before the race, I'm sure he wouldn't have minded. But now it's a good chance to bounce back from that in Britain, which is a completely different racetrack after Austria. So, yeah, good luck to him as Yuki goes past us.
Yeah, of course, our Season 9 champion, Odense, we didn't see a lot from him last time out. He didn't have the best race, as now we're seeing Hursto get on the grass, and I think that's the 3rd driver who's got on the grass and kind of lost control of their car. This is only qualifying, so the cars are meant to be at their quickest, being pushed to the limits as much as they can, and we'll see exactly as we ride on board with you having a giggle. Does he push the limits of Stowe? No, half of his car over the curb, as it should be, and very respectful of the track's limits there. Odems, of course, something that we do quite unique here at F1 TS Hub is we change the corner cut. Well, I say we change. We pre-decide the corner cut setting for each track at the start of the season when the calendar is released, and of course for Silverstone, it's decided that it should be on not on strict, on regular by the race stewards. So we're looking forward to seeing the cars drive 100% through these Maggots and Beckett's. We don't want to see anything left on the table.
Yeah, not at all. Yeah, these corners require extreme precision and extreme commitment. And you don't want to see anyone half-hearting because they don't want to get a warning. And at the end of the session, that could determine the result. And no one likes seeing that. So you have to get those called on 5/10ths. So yeah, regular corner for this week. It was strict in Austria. We've seen the amount of drivers get penalties. So yeah, good to have them right there, I think.
Yeah, I definitely think, you know, nobody wants to drive around at 90% like you have to, for instance, in the first sector in Austin, you know, just because you don't want to get a corner cut. So yeah, I think this is definitely so. Gamersat, he joined the session. He's left again. Hopefully, he'll be able to get back in the session, select his car, and set a lap time. Hersto got kicked out of the session as well. He has set a lap time. Hopefully, he can get back in. And Reflow, meanwhile, has just popped into second place, just over a tenth of a second behind You Having a Giggle, who currently sits on provisional pole.
Yeah, into the low 28s. I expect to see a high 29. Maybe someone will set a mid 20, not high 29, sorry. A high 27. Maybe someone will set a mid 27. That would be very impressive. But yeah, low 28s, high 27s. That's what I expect to see in terms of pole position.
Yeah, of course, this is our Podium tier. They race every Friday night at 7 PM. Hello to everyone who's joining us here tonight. We've got our Pinnacle tier at 8 PM and our Prestige tier at 9 PM later on tonight. All streamed live with commentary at F1 TS Hub. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and head over to our social media, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and give us a follow too.
I don't think anyone's on their lap anymore. Maybe Jonas is. You know, Jonas likes to put a lot of fuel into his car, then buying out a few laps, which I believe is what he's doing now.
Yeah, I think that's something we've seen from him as we watch him go through Cops. No track extending there. He looks pretty flat out to me. Max Fuel. Let's watch him.
7 laps.
Maggots and Beckett's looks pretty good to me. He looks to have that Mercedes really well hooked up.
Oh yeah, for sure. And he's got 7 laps of fuel on board as well, so he can go even quicker as it seems with a lighter car. But yeah, Jonas, I wouldn't really recommend setting so many laps on the same tire around quali here. But if he's comfortable with it, then who am I to judge?
Yeah, there's only 4 minutes left in the session, so drivers who it's a long pit lane here at Silverstone, of course. So drivers who want to get in and out as he jumps up, he's 6th position. He improved 4/10 of a second. He's backed off as well. So will he have enough time to get back to the pits and get out on another set of tires? It's going to be very close, Odems.
Yeah, it will be, but I'm sure if he paces on the outlap, he'll be fine.
So his teammate, meanwhile,
He's about to start his lap.
just cool. He looks like he's wrestling that Mercedes a little bit more than his teammate. Looks to me like there's more oversteer in that side of the garage than the other side at the moment.
Looks like it, but I know it's sometimes stability isn't the right way to go. So you can be stable, but you can be very quick. So maybe this will work out for Keep more than it will for Jonas. We'll see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Those on the stream modems saying if you can shout, don't hesitate to do so.
I'm sorry, my mic is absolutely garbage. I'll try and shout a bit loud, although I'm in a room alone, so it feels weird just shouting like that. But I'll try.
Don't lie, Adams. You always shout to yourself when you're on your own, I'm sure. Dan's car scored a point last time out in his first race at F1 TS Hub, and Maverick as well scored his first couple of points at F1 TS Hub after racing last season in Season 10. What did you make of his drive?
Dan's car or Maverick?
Start with Maverick.
I thought it was very good. I didn't notice that he had no points in TS Hub until then. But it seemed like it was a very solid drive. I didn't catch any mistakes or anything. So and he beat his teammate too. So looks all good for Maverick. As you were mentioning before, splitting to 3 tiers it increases the competitiveness for some people. Maverick now finds himself battling for points, so that's very good for him.
Yeah, it's definitely, you know, it's what you enjoy, battling to see whether you can finish on those point scoring positions. And it's a good way to start the season. He shows how much he's improving, and looks like he's got some tough competition all around him as he is about to start another flying lap.
Speaking of improving, Lukey improved. I don't think he gained a position, so you have to get still stays top.
Yeah, that's correct. Alan only just over half a second coming out the pits now off Jaw. We haven't seen too much from Jaw so far. What's he playing at? He's on max fuel. He's This is his out lap. He's getting ready to start his flyer. Of course, he took his first ever pole position last time out in Austria.
He did, yeah. It looked like he was going to streak away in the race as well, but just unfortunately timed pit stop saw him beat out into the worst possible place imaginable, and it just all went downhill from there. So I think on a track like this, strategy will be less likely to interlock like that, so he'll be a bit better off in terms of where he feeds out in his pit stop. But yeah, he'll be very disappointed with how last week played out and looking to bounce back today.
Yeah, he definitely will. Strategy really wasn't on his side last week, but you know, sometimes people say you make your own luck, and he was one of the only drivers, I think, in the top 10 to start on the quickest tyre, and everyone else around him started on the soft, so or the supers, so that cost him. That Jonas is out. Will he be able to get round in time? I don't think he will, Odems. I don't think he's timed this right at all.
He's going to start on pretty much dead tyres as well. I think he's paused the game. I think maybe he knows that it's over.
Yep, I think he's just figured that one out. Jura in the Ferrari is just beginning his hot lap. This will be his last chance to improve. We got Herstow and White Eagle in the pits. So
here comes Emphatic's around the final corner. Let's see if he'll improve. You have any giggle, I think, improved by a small amount. Everything's also 6, but you have any giggle, I think, improved by a small amount. That's it for him, so he's not going to do better than a 28.3, I believe that is.
Duel only enough for 5th. What can Reflow do? Is he the one that's going to be able to challenge you having a giggle, who is at the moment sitting on the provisional pole? Reflow scored points in his first race last time out. Lukey, the champion, what can he do? He's also on a quick lap.
Luke's session is done. He has no fuel left, so
no fuel.
They're the best. In fact, the whole field are pretty much done besides Reflow
and Alan.
And Joy.
Alan's on a quick lap. He's coming up to some traffic though as they head through Maggots and Beckett's. This isn't going to help him. Not sure who that is in front, but it's definitely a Renault. And look,
Maverick might be on a lap as well.
Yeah, Alan cuts across the grass. That's cost him. Definitely has. Lukey moves out the way. What can Reflow do? We're right on board as he comes into the last few corners. Is he going to be able to challenge you having a giggle, knock him off, and take his first pole position at F1 TS Hub? He exits the last corner, and he does it. He takes pole position. Can anyone do anything about that? I don't think they can. Maverick comes across the line now. He's down on this lap, but does he improve? He does improve by half a second, but it's not enough to change his position. He'll be starting in 12th. So there we have it, Odense. That's the result.
Yeah, well done from Reflow there to get at the end of the session where the pressure was huge. Word on Alan and Maverick. Maverick, as you saw, was on a lap, so he wasn't obligated to get out of Alan's way. I think that was on Alan to maybe find a bit more space when he started his lap. So hopefully he's not too angry at Maverick, because there was nothing much Maverick could do really. And
yeah, he looked like he was pushing.
Yeah, and kind of good that Alan went wide, so he didn't actually impede Maverick's lap as well, although Maverick didn't gain a position either way.
Yeah, Jonas just admitting on the live stream that he came out too late and won't be able to do a lap. That's what we predicted might happen, and that's just going to have to be a take it on the chin and learn for next week. So we'll wait for this countdown to finish, and then we'll give you official confirmation of the results, make sure no one got any penalties. We do also have Gamersat joining us. He's waiting in the lobby to get ready for the race. He'll start from last, 15th. He joined late last week, and this will be his first race at F1 TS Hub, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets on, Odems.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think anyone's very aware of his pace, so maybe he'll be right there at the top and sort of side his way through the field, or maybe he'll stay last, who knows.
Yeah, definitely. Herstow appearing to have some connection issues. But hopefully he'll be able to get back in before we get to the race screen, and then he'll be able to race. Emphatic's last time's race winner starts in 6th. Odems, do you want to run through the field?
Yeah, Reflow takes first place. Very impressive job from him. You have any giggle? Didn't improve on his banker lap, oddly enough, and he lines up 2nd. Season 9 champion Lukey in 3rd ahead of Alan. Another good qualifying session from him. bad quality for Jor though in 5th place ahead of, as you said, Empatix in 6th. Jonas 7th ahead of Mathis. Primeval Rex in 9th, and Danskar round out the top 10 with Joran, Maverick, and I believe Hersto in 13th.
Yeah, White Eagle in 14th, and Gamer Sat will start 15th position. So, what's the weather going to be like? It's an all-important question. Looks pretty dry to me as all the drivers now load in.
I would kill for a dry session all around in Prestige tier.
Yeah, we saw a race in every single tier last week in Austria. So, will Silverstone be a dry one, or will it throw up some more entertaining races with a little shower? Luki clicks to go. He's ready to get his Mercedes as many points as he possibly can today. It could be a good race here for the Mercedes team if they're able to keep out of trouble. We know Jonas has got good pace. If Luki can just keep his nose clean, you have to say he did have some good pace yesterday as well in the practice.
Yeah, both have good pace. Jonas has dead tires though, so that might hinder him a little bit, but both do have good pace. Luki, I'm happy that Luki's able to sort of pick himself up after the shambles. Has to be said, that was his title defense in Season 10. So I'll be looking forward to see what he can do.
Yes, definitely I will as well. It appears Hersto has joined too late. He isn't able to get back into the session. That's really unfortunate. Let's get our telemetry up, and we can see that the top 11 are all starting on supers. We know the top 10 have to start on the tire that they qualified on. Jorit has also chosen the same tire, and then 12th, 13th, and 14th have all gone for the soft tires. So looks like it's going to be a bit of a two-horse race here.
Yeah, the soft tires, they last pretty long. You'll get a decent amount of mileage on them, and then not the soft tires, but the super soft tires, you'll get a decent amount of mileage onto them. And then you can just switch onto the softs and go to the end around lap 10. So I'm not surprised that Jorit has opted to stay on the super softs. It'll be interesting to see though how Maverick, White Eagle, and Gamer does though on those softs. They might come into play later on in the race.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I'm pipping Maverick to have a good race here tonight, Odems. I just have a feeling that he's gonna stay out of trouble, and I don't want to commentate as cursing because I seem to do that so much to these drivers. But the top as well, I think it's going to be really interesting. Look at the top 7. You know, I look at that field and I think any one of those could win this race.
Oh yeah, totally. And Rex as well in 9th. I believe he could win the race, and who knows, Madness may have something in him as well. I think everybody here is capable of getting themselves on the top step.
Yeah, they definitely are. Mathis, Rex, Danskar, Jorit. We haven't seen too much of Jorit. What can he do today? From 11th place, he'll be starting off fresh tyres. The top 10, of course, will be starting on super softs. So, as the drivers line up, Odems, I'll ask, make sure you keep shouting throughout the race. And your neighbours might wonder what's going on, but as long as the spectators can hear you, that's the most important thing.
If they wonder what's going on, it'll be a good time to tell them to tune into TSO actually, so I'll shout as loud as I can.
Yeah, why not? Let the whole neighbourhood know. Well, we're all on the grid, Odems. This is round 2 of round 12. This is season 11, the podium tier. The 5 red lights are coming on. And we're away in Silverstone. It looks like a dry race. Reflow gets a decent start. So does You Having a Giggle. Jonas has lost a position already. So is Luki. He goes off at turn 2. He comes back on. No harm done. All the drivers seem to have made it round so far. Who's a spinner? I saw someone.
Jonas. Oh no, Jonas is completely on a terrible start there. He spun about 3 times into the path of someone as well. I believe Danskar lost some of his front wing too. That was a terrible start for Jonas.
You Having a Giggle. You Having a Giggle down in 13th place, so perhaps he was caught up. I've just had a look. Both Jonas and You Having a Giggle don't appear to have wing damage, or maybe Jonas has the slightest wing damage. Gamersat going off in the Ferrari, going wide there. That's going to cost him time. He's starting on those soft tyres. And yeah, Jor up to 2nd place already, with Reflow getting a good gap at the moment.
Yeah, great stuff for Reflow. He got off the line. Oh no! Oh no! Oh,
wow.
Reflow is out of the race. Oh, that is awful.
That'll be a lonely and heartbreaking walk back to the pits. And this will be a long Friday night to think about what could have been. Started on pole position, led it away so comfortably. 1.5 seconds. I can only presume he got on the outside, touched the grass or the curb, too much throttle, and that's the result in the grass with only 3 wheels. Jor leads this race. The unluckiness he had last time out in Austria seems to have all come back in his good favour here as he leads ahead of Allen. We saw those two battle on track a lot last week. It'd be interesting to see whether they... Emphatic is already up into a podium position, and Mathis up as well, 4, Rex up 4, Jorup up 6. Oh, there's a position change there. Rex goes ahead of Jorit. So Williams versus Ferrari there. Lukey's gone down a few positions. Terrible start for Mercedes. And Maverick up to 8th as well. You having a Giggles already climbed from 12th position up to 9th, so he's not waiting about.
Yeah, here comes Alpha, takes on Allen. Ooh, bit of lag there, but Allen keeps the position. But yeah, it seems like the top 3 all had chaotic starts, and the people behind them benefited hugely. Jor obviously is the biggest gainer from that. What a chaotic start. As we were saying, Reflow, he got a brilliant getaway. He gained a 1.5 second gap, but it seems like, you know, that the grip you have in quali doesn't translate to the race immediately, and he just understeered off into cops. Did a bit too much in the car, and off he went. That's out of the race for him. I'm so heartbroken for him, but we move on.
Jonas is trying to get past Gamer Stat. Gamer Sat goes wide at cops, and he's gonna let Gamer Stat back through. Correct decision there. That's exactly why corner cutting isn't on strict. He would have got a penalty for that, but why? He overtook, he slowed down, he let the other car back through. Exactly what you should do. So Jonas still chasing the Ferrari down. DRS isn't open, of course, until, yeah, I think a slight bit on the front right. So Gamer Stat in his first race, defending quite well so far.
Yeah, Jonas, great sportsmanship from him as he decides to pull into the pits. I imagine he'll go on mediums, knowing his tire, he can probably take those in the end.
Joel spinned it. Jorit spinned it. Sorry, Jorit spinned it.
Oh, yeah,
the Ferrari driver.
Oh, someone else has as well. Prime Evil spinned it too. Ooh. All cooking off now.
We won't have many drivers left at this rate, Odems.
No, we won't. I was flicking through the field to look at Jordan, and I just see Williams go absolutely careering across the track into, I think, turn 2. Now he has White Eagle, the Haas, all over the back of him.
Yeah, and Jorit looked like the last corner. He got a little bit out of shape on the outside curb. Oh, White Eagle has to take avoiding action there as Rex had a bit of oversteer, touching too much of the curb. Jonas is in the pits. Dan's car coming to the pits for the 2nd time already. It's only lap 3, so he's having a nightmare race. Of course, Odems, this pit stop is the longest on the calendar.
It's excruciatingly slow.
Oh, someone else has binned it. Maverick's had it. He's off. Another front wheel missing. So there's going to be debris all over this track. And if you're a spectator, around one of these corners, you definitely get to see some carbon fiber flying up in the air. My goodness, that means we're down to 11 already, only after lap 3.
Maybe we shouldn't talk good about any drivers. I think that's what's causing it. Maybe we should just stop.
Yeah, the top 3 trading fastest laps at the moment, so hopefully they're all able to keep the car on the track. It seems like a lot of drivers just not adjusting to the car being full of fuel, the tires not being as grippy as they were in qualifying. Lukey's all over the back of Mathis. I don't know if there was a touch there. There was definitely a touch behind with you having a giggle. Mathis, yeah, he spun, and that gave you having a giggle left front wing damage as well. So he came in to turn 3 there and was just a visitor to what was happening in front of him. Rex has recovered, still in 6th position at the moment. Mathis has recovered, no wing damage to him though, and White Eagle also in 8th position. Gamer sat in the points in his first race. Jonas, yeah, what can he do from there? He's on those medium tires. He does have the pace.
It seems that, well, at least he was, but Alan was catching Jor a little bit, I noticed.
Dan's car's going in again.
Yeah, it's within a second, so he's got DRS, I believe. And Emphatic is right on the back of these two as well, so this race, we've seen all these crashes, but that's not all we're going to see. We're going to see a good battle for the lead, I believe, as Alan goes a bit wide there.
Yeah, definitely didn't really seem to gain him anything compared to what Emphatix was doing behind. All within a second of each other, the top three. Danskar's come in again. I think that's his third or fourth pit stop this race. That's his third stop. Jonas is the only other driver to make one. So 3 drivers have crashed out already, Odems. It's been an eventful Silverstone Grand Prix already.
Yeah, it has for sure. And got about half the grid with front wing damage, half the grid have spun at one point. The top 3 have absolutely left them for chips. It's going to be a interesting dynamic to see how this plays out.
Yeah, definitely will be. Jaw leading this race in the Toro Rosso, and he's going to have to be the first one to make the strategy call again, as he did last week. He'll have to keep an eye on where he'll come out if he was to pit.
Being lapped by 7th place. Fair play to him for keeping on going.
Yep. Perhaps it's just time to try and get a bit more comfortable with the car, a bit more comfortable with strategy and when to push, when not to push, and yeah, perhaps he'll live to fight another day next week.
I mean, he can still get points. One more DNF, and that's points for him. So, well, a point at least.
I would say we could see a safety car, but after 3 DNFs from, you know, what should have been at least a couple of safety cars, we've got nothing at the moment.
Yeah, I feel like we could have had a lot more exciting races throughout the tiers if the safety car worked properly, but unfortunately it doesn't. We're gonna have to ignore that and continue on with Emphatix now, catching on to Alan just that bit more because we have to get the pits.
This would be interesting if he switches onto the medium tyres and can take those quite away. Do you reckon he could take it to the end from here? He's going to change his front wing, hopefully, of course, as well.
Yeah, what are we on, lap 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, he can take those to the end. The mediums last forever. Kean said to me before the race started that last season he pit onto mediums like around lap 6, and he just went all the way to the end of the race because the mediums just do not die. So yeah, the mediums can last for a long while. So Yamanika will be able to make it to the end, I believe.
So as he comes out, he's going to come out just ahead of Jonas, who of course will he be able to go? He pitted on lap 2, I believe, or 3. So will Jonas be able to go until the end as well? It'll be really interesting to see how those guys. They both got good pace. They both got a car fully working.
Sorry, Alan just went on the grass a bit there, and Emphatix, his straight line speed isn't too good, not looking too good at the moment, but he got a good run. As Alan goes a bit wide again, but he keeps within the track limits, and Jor pits. Alan inherits the lead.
So Joel, the first one to blink, of the top 3 at the moment. Lukey, what do you make of him? 6 seconds off. He had that small incident just earlier on, but he's sorry, not 6, 3 seconds off. As yeah, that's why the time's changing. Joel is in the pits, and Rex up into top 5 now.
Yeah, a lot of recovery drives happening throughout the field. Lukey had that spin, Rex had that spin, Mathis had that spin, but they're all in decent positions. So a lot of recovery driving throughout the field is Rex gets so tail happy to turn 1 and 2. It's kind of hard, scary to watch.
Here we go, as Jor exits the pits now. Where is he going to come out? There's a driver just coming through turn 1 now, and he's just come out ahead of Gamersat, so that's important for him. He's got clean air. He'll be glad to see that.
Yeah, it seems all the luck that left Jor in Austria is coming back to him tenfold. Last week, yeah, it was in this same position. He pit first, but he was in traffic. Actually, I didn't notice, but he went onto the super stop, so he's 2 stopping this one.
Yeah, let's switch over, get that graphic on our screen, and we can see exactly who is on what tire. The top 5 having yet to pit on the super soft. So Joel going for a short stint, going to try and get as much undercut as possible, and then surely he's going to run the softs to the end.
Alan pits, so Emphatix now inherits the lead. I believe Emphatix may have a super soft to soft strategy in mind. Everyone else pitting before him. Interesting to see, and Lukey pits as well. It'll be interesting to see what they go on, whether they'll be 2 stopping or 1 stopping. one stop is by far the quickest strategy. This pit lane is so long. I don't know what George's doing there.
Has Joe messed up his strategy again? Down in 7th position at the moment, and he's got 3.5 seconds until he reaches the next car. Rex now up into 2nd place, so he's on those super softs, and he's just coming up to lap Dan's car, who is still poodling along. Empatix leads this race. You got to remember, Empatix only did 1 lap as well on the qualifying on these super softs. So does he have the best tyre wear in this field today? Is he able to use that to his advantage and really make this strategy count? There's a Toro Rosso going into the wall.
Oh,
Mathis. I saw that from riding on board with, I think it was Rex. In the background, I saw this Toro Rosso goes flying towards the wall. I knew he wasn't going to be able to stop that car before he hit it. Another front wheel gone, and another driver out of this race.
Is there ice on the track that we're not aware of? Because these drivers just cannot keep it in a straight line. Matt, I just switched onto it as well. Watched him absolutely crash into the barrier. I think, was that Cobbs again?
No, I think that was just coming onto the Wellington straight.
Yeah, that's also what we haven't noticed is that Alan jumped Jor. We didn't completely miss that one, but Alan is actually ahead of Jor, and he's also on the super softs.
Yeah, you're correct. So they're both 2 stopping. So perhaps Jor made a mistake in his outlap, or Alan found some sort of quick speed. Well, I don't know whether maybe Jor had some damage he replaced, but I thought he had a really clean start. So I'm not too sure about that one. Rex now comes into the pits.
Jor must have made a mistake because I don't see any logical reason where a super soft and a fresh set of super softs don't beat an undercut. Yeah, they don't beat an old set of super softs, a quality set in fact. So he must have made a mistake, or maybe he did have a weak that we didn't notice. What we didn't notice was Alan take the net lead, which it is, unless Empatix also does a miraculous overcut. Oh, White Eagle got out of the way a bit too late there, and George just hit the side of him. George didn't lose any time from that, but White Eagle half spun. I kind of feel that White Eagle sort of parked it on the apex there, but no harm done to George, fortunately.
I don't think he realised both cars were so close. He went to let Alan through, and then all of a sudden, the other car was there. The apex was there at the same time, and it was too much all to go into one apex. But what's interesting right now, Lukey in 4th position is also on those supers. So those the top 2nd, 3rd, and 4th are all going for a 2-stop strategy. But Empatix has a 25-second lead as he comes into the pits. Surely he's just going to put on either the mediums. Well, the mediums would definitely take him to the end, or the soft tire. And
either way,
he's in a good position.
Looking in prime position right now, but then again, we've seen about 4 drivers absolutely tear their wheels off, so I don't want to jinx anything. And he goes onto the soft, so he's found himself on the best strategy here as Empatix, and he might have some cars to overtake with Alan, Jor, and Lukey having their super softs go off. But Empatix is looking solid at the moment, to say the least.
Where's he going to come out behind? He's going to come out behind Lukey in 4th position, and White Eagle and Gamerstat 5th and 6th, both on the soft tire as well. And look at that, Dan's car, as you mentioned, he's into the points now, so he might be last, but keep going, buddy, and you're going to score yourself another set of points. You Having a Giggle is closing in on Gamerstat, who's having a quiet debut, but he keeps moving up the order.
Yeah, he does, as is White Eagle in 5th. White Eagle's getting lapped, but he's in 5th. So it just shows that it's survival of the fittest here. One thing I noticed is Lukey is within a second of Jor and Alan. He's found himself in contention for 2nd place here. But I do believe Empatix is sort of run away with this, the ultimate strategy. But yeah, Lukey is finding himself right on the back of these two, and we can have a 3-way scrap that we were promised for first and develop into one for 2nd instead.
Yeah, definitely, and we're seeing You Having a Giggle now. It's just got past Gamersat, so that's job done. Into the top 6 now. Recovery drive from our front row starter.
Lukey's close right up to Jor. He seems to be the quickest out of these 3. Alan, I think, locked up there. So yeah, Lukey's close right up to these 2, and he seems to be the quickest out of them. Oh, he gets a foot on the wheel rather on the curb and sort of compromises his turn in. But yeah, he seems to be the quickest out of these three. So I wouldn't give it too long until he's right on the back of Jor and Alan. One thing I do notice is that these guys seem to not really want to overfield too much. They're in the mid 0.3, 0.5, around that range. While Evertix has 2 laps. So I think Evertix just sort of is a bit more hooked into the strategy and the know-how of this track at the moment.
Yeah, he definitely does. He seems comfortable on those tyres as I'm looking at the top 3 at the moment, all within a couple car lengths of each other. Alan nailing his exit out of Luffield there, which is an interesting corner because it's a corner drivers take different lines through.
Yeah, I really like Luffield. I feel like you can take a different line every single time, but either one is good. It's a really good corner. As Chor is right on the back of Alan. Ooh, but he misses his turn in for Maggots. Alan gets away a little bit, and Lukey is going to be the one closer to Jor now. Oh, I'm going to really enjoy this scrap for second place. Or first at the moment, at least.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to enjoy this, as are our viewers. So, we'll just quickly take this time to remind you that this is F1 TS Hub. This is the podium tier. We race at 7 PM every night, and these guys always put on a brilliant show for us. As Lukey getting right under the nose of Jor at the moment, 0.3 of a second. He's our Season 9 champion, and what can he do from currently in 3rd position at the moment? Odems, www.f1tshub.com. If you fancy joining our league, we've got a waiting list set up as Alan, goes close to Alan. And
he hit the back of him and lost his front wing.
Damage there now. So
the back of Alan.
That Toro Rosso driver will not like that flashing red light on Alan's car, I tell you that, if he has to see it any more this season.
That's his 2nd race in a row. He's just creamed into the back of Alan and lost his front wing. He really needs to manage. Well, I suppose in Austria the first time that wasn't really Jor's fault, but that time he really needs to just manage that a bit more.
He definitely does. I'm riding on board with Jor now, and that's really going to hurt him through Cops. It does so.
Cops, yeah.
And look at Lukey. Lukey's got a good run on him now. What can the Mercedes driver? Lukey's off.
Yeah, he's managed to keep it in a straight line, but Lukey's sort of wanted to stick. I wouldn't have done that if I were Lukey. I would have just
waited.
Jor just waited because Jor has front wing damage. He's not really gonna do much. He's not going to pull away from me and Magnus and Beck's of all places. So I would have just waited, but he stuck his front wing in there and fortunately managed to keep it in a straight line as Jor. But yeah, he pits. I think he's going to go onto the softs and just take to the end there.
Well, he's going to undercut these guys whatever he does, but this time he needs to make it work.
And he's going to need to change his front wing as well.
Yeah, definitely. So, bit of breathing room here for the top 2. Evertix, you have to say, sitting pretty though.
Yeah, only 4.5, or about 6 seconds off the lead. Optimal strategy. I think what Jor would hope for at this moment would be for Lukey to catch up to Alan, as he was already doing, and for them to have a little squabble of position to let Jor, who has changed his front wing, I believe, to catch back up and get them with the undercut after they pit. Pretty sure they're going to feed out. I think Primeval's going to get Jor, by the way. Primeval's going to the... Yeah, he has. Or has he? Yeah, he has. Primeval's got Jor. Primeval's probably going to the end on those mediums. So Jor's going to have a bit of overtaking to do. Because you're having a giggle finds himself in 4th place all of a sudden.
And we know he's going to the end. Jonas is in 5th. We don't know whether he can stretch him to the end. But if he can, he's got lots of fuel. So he'll be hoping to use that down the straights and try and defend. We're seeing White Eagle is just overtaking GamerSat, who's in the pits. Dan's car still in 10th position, on goal to score his 2nd point, his 2nd race in a row, finishing in 10th if he can keep it on track. But Jor closing in on Rex now by quite a rapid rate, as you'd expect. He just, do you think it's unluckiness, or do you think he's playing the wrong strategy, or what's going on?
I think in Austria, I think that was just sheer unluckiness. I don't think he put a wrong wheel in Austria. Any bad thing that could possibly happen to him happened in Austria, but today I think he was a bit. He didn't really have the pace I would have expected him to on the opening stint after he inherited the lead. He obviously made a mistake on his outlap. which gave Jor a position ahead of him. He hit the back of Jor, meaning he had to change his front wing. Speaking while shouting is a lot harder than you think it is. But yeah, I think he's put a foot wrong more today than he had last week.
Yeah, I have to agree. And who's that going wide there? Rex is going wide. Is Jor gonna have a chance at him now? Jor's thinking, I need to get this right. I can't afford to have any more time wasted behind another car. Rex goes defensive. Jor's surely just going to wait until the straight. Looks a little bit more cloudy as well, a little bit darker in the sky. Jor's going to sling it down the inside, I reckon, on the brakes. Rex just gives him room, but Jor isn't able to get late enough on those brakes.
No, but he's going to have to stay behind Rex once again. Rex is on those relatively worn mediums. And into Maggins and Beckett's, I do hope Jor doesn't lose his front wing again if the speed differential catches him out. But, oh, Magnus, Rex completely misses his apex there, and Jor catches up to him, but
Lukey's in the pits.
About it into Maggins and Beckett's.
Lukey pits from second place, so Emphatic's gonna inherit second place now, and Emphatic's Jor has a good run. We'll talk about Emphatic's in a second. DRS is going to be open shortly as they head down into Stowe. My favourite corner on the entire F1 calendar. Jor slings it down the inside, gives him a little tap, front rear against rear tyre, and then Jor takes and steams away into the top 6 now. Where is Lukey going to come out? Lukey's going to come out definitely ahead. Lukey will definitely come out ahead. Jonas is ahead as well. So Jor's got some hard work to do. Emphatic's has slowly been, the gap's slowly been getting bigger to Alan, but it's obviously not going to be enough. There's 11 laps left of the race, and what can Alan do? Super soft to super soft. He's obviously going to pick the soft. He'll have a bit of a tyre wear advantage, but they'll both be going to the end, and looks like Emphatic's is again, qualifying outside the top 5, and he's the master of staying out of trouble and going on. And look at that, team orders there. Jonas lets Lukey through. We caught that live. That was definitely team orders there, and fantastic to see them look at what each other's doing in terms of strategy, and say, hey, look, we're both from the same team. We need to maximize our point scoring position. You're fighting for a podium here. You go for it. That's I really enjoy seeing that sort of thing.
Yeah, I reckon as well. Jonas is probably gonna, worst case scenario, gonna finish 6th with where he started. So it's not the worst result for him at all. So yeah, team orders there. Lukey's gonna need to chase down Yavni Giggle now, who's going to the end. 10 second gap, about 10 laps left. Interesting to see how Yavni Giggle can do. He might actually get 2nd here.
If he does, it'll be a fantastic achievement, to say the least, after that first lap incident. But we'll have to wait and see. Lap 16 out of 26, Odems. It's been a chaotic one. We've had 4 drivers crash out from hitting the outside curb or grass or apex, spinning to the other opposite wall and ripping a wheel off. So as dramatic as it's still been entertaining. We haven't seen lots of overtaking, Odins, but in terms of strategy and working out who's doing what, it's definitely kept us entertained. Yeah,
very intriguing race for sure. I think 2nd place is just completely up in the air in case if crashes don't come into play. But yeah, very intriguing race. Completely different strategies from everyone involved, which you like to see. This game doesn't really offer that much in terms of strategy, as the one stop is usually the quickest. But yeah, interesting to see who finishes where. Lukey's
Alan's in.
gained a 2nd on Yavni Giggle, so yeah, Alan's in. Yeah, let's see where he comes out. I think Lukey's probably got the undercut on him.
Yep, I definitely think you're right, but Alan will be on the fresher tyre. So he's taken those 2 sets of super softs, 16 laps. So here's his set of soft to take him to the end of the race. Where will he come out? What will you have in a Giggle do? You know he pitted on lap 6. Is he going to come out ahead of Alan here? This is going to be very close. He goes ahead. Alan's, no, he hasn't even come out the pit. So you have the Giggle up into 2nd. Lukey comes around turn 1 now. Gets aggressive on the track's limits there. And he's done it. He's got ahead of Alan. Jonas is going to be there close as well, but not just quite enough.
Yeah, looks like Lukey's perfected the undercut on Alan. I think Alan left it way too late to pit. Now he's about 4 seconds behind Lukey. Left it very, very late there. I don't think his fresh tire advantage is going to help him that much. So yeah, Lukey in the driving seat now, and he's about 7.5 seconds from having a giggle. This is going to be close towards the end.
White Eagle coming to the pits now from 8th position. He's what tire is he going to put on in his Haas as he makes his way down to his pit box? This is going to be, it looks to me like they've got the mediums ready for him. Yes, the medium tire it is. He'll take those to the end of the race now. Drops behind Gamersat, so whether that's an alternate strategy that Gamersat's going to have to pit again, I'm not too sure, but he'll be chasing him down. Jaw hasn't closed too much on Jonas so far this stint on those soft tires. Perhaps he's a little bit red under that helmet.
Yeah. Just interesting to know in the live comment thread on this video, the live chat, Bookster said that Empa took his advice on the strategy. So that's interesting to note that the teammates of last season are still teammates in spirit, and Bookster is giving Empatic's strategy advice, and that's clearly working out for Empatix, and he's now leading this race by about almost 13 seconds.
Yep, he's got this one under control. Lap 18 out of 26 now, and the gaps seem quite big from 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th, but it'll be interesting towards the end of the race, the last few laps, when those tires start to go off. Can you, having a giggle, recover from, I think it was 13th place after the first lap to finish 2nd? We know he started in 2nd after Riflo, who of course retired on the first lap after crashing through cops. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to say the least, but I'm sure he would have taken a podium after that first lap.
Yeah, for sure. Lukey's chasing him down quickly though. Just look at the race director. You have to giggle is setting mid to high 132s, while Lukey's quickest lap was 30.8, which is almost 2 seconds quicker. He just set at 31.3 in the last sector, so he's about a second quicker at the moment. So it's one thing to catch them, but it's another thing to overtake them. This will be a terrific drive.
Empatix is coming to pits. What's happened here? Has this been a terrible strategic call? If he couldn't go to the end of them, surely he should have put the medium tires on, and his rivals will be absolutely smiling. Alan's going to go ahead surely now as well. Yes, he does indeed. Empatix is going to come out, and he taps the wall on exit of the pits as he just comes out ahead of Jonas. What is going on here?
Terrible for Empatix. He's going
Jaw's there too.
As well.
Yeah, Jaw's there too. Jaw's touching the grass.
Jaw's definitely there. He's on the grass. What on earth is going on? And not only that, but he was very slow on the out on his exit. Now he's about 5 seconds behind Alan.
Jaw makes contact with Jonas. He slung that down the inside. There's front wing damage Jonas has, and Jaw has more front wing damage. That Toro Rosso team, they'll be happy they signed Jaw, a race premium driver, but they'll be ruining how many front wings he's costing him.
Maybe his sponsorship is paying that in advance, hopefully for their sake. But yeah, this race is completely turned on its head. Now you have to giggle all of a sudden is looking in prime position to win. Last week it was you have to giggle dropping it completely and giving Empatix the win. This week he's looking like the complete opposite.
Yep, I can't wait to find out as Jaw goes on the grass. Is this going to give Jonas a chance to come back? And Jonas brakes. He wasn't sure what Jaw was doing there. They both come into the pits so they both got damage. Jonas brakes late. He just slows that car down. And I'm going to ride on board with this, audience, because I feel there could be a pass in the pit lane here. Mercedes have the first pit box, remember?
Yeah. Also, Rex might get these two as well. So Rex might find himself in 5th place.
Super softs naturally for the Mercedes. Front wing change as well, but you expect the Toro Rosso to have a front wing change And he gets away. Will the Toro Rosso team get him out in front, or will they hold him? They've got him out. Oh, they side by side. They're invisible. Just gets out ahead. So that was close, and Joel's gone for the soft tire, so he's at a tire disadvantage now as well, as Lukey closes it to under 3 seconds with you having a giggle. They both exit. As you mentioned, Rex is ahead in a top 5 at the moment. I know he'll be smiling about that one.
11 seconds ahead. Sure, I imagine George ran out of super soft tires, and that's how Jonas is not Jonas, that's why he's on the softs. And now Primeval Rex, there's about, what, 6 laps left? He's in 5th place. I don't think they're going to catch that gap up. But Lukey is catching that gap up, and this is going to be a very tight finish for the win.
Yeah, it definitely is. Lap 20 out of 26. We saw a close finish last year in our Pinnacle tier, and we didn't expect to have another close one this year, but these drivers setting us up nicely. You can see a bit of carbon fiber and bits of wheel left on the home straight there, as I believe that's where one of the drivers crashed out into the inside wall. I think it was the Ferrari of Jorit. And it seems like a race ago that they all crashed out, but this race is definitely improving as we head towards the final 5 laps of this race. Dan Scar still in the point scoring position. White Eagle also in 9th position. Gamersat looks set to score on his debut in 8th. And Jonas closing in on Joe at the moment. He has the quicker tyre. He has good pace in that Mercedes. And this is going to be a good battle between these two now.
Yeah, we seem to have battles galore throughout the field. At least someone is gonna make an overtake on these final few laps. I have to imagine, as Lukey is now within 2 seconds.
So the books are now putting on the chat that Emphatix has ignored his strategy call. So
I cannot believe Emphatix did that. I think it would have been even worth risking though. Maybe not worth risking the future, but I don't know. I'd love to know what his tires were that he felt the need to pit for super softs.
Yeah, definitely. The only thing is he bailed early enough on the stint where these super soft tires should bring him into play, perhaps with Alan towards the last couple of laps as well. Although Alan was the last out of those, out of Lukey and himself to pit. So Lukey 1.4 now the gap. You having a giggle? What do you think he'll be going through his head right now?
He'll just be keeping on track first and foremost, which he failed to do last season. But I think this was usually my favorite sort of position, where I'm in front and the car is chasing me down, because I feel like the pressure is more on them than on me, especially on Lukey with the fresher tires. So I still do believe you have to giggle has the advantage right now, even with the worn mediums. But Lukey is gonna, especially with the closing stage of this race, it might get a bit desperate towards the end. So, and there it is, he's within 1 second. So here we go with Jonas, makes a move on shore.
Yeah, tries it, isn't able to get the job done though as they exit. They're about to start lap 22 or 26. That Mercedes is all over that Toro Rosso, and if Lukey and you having a giggle start battling, that is really going to help Alan catch up, perhaps even Emphatix as well. So we're looking for a finish here that is going to be remembered for seasons to come. Jonas tries to stick it down the inside. It's not going to work there. Jor covers him off, and I'm sure these two are going to be a bit aggressive. They had contact early in the race. They both had to come in and pit. Just to let you know, our Pinnacle tier is delayed by 5 minutes. It will start at 8:05 live at F1 TS Hub on this channel. So qualifying will start at 8:05, followed by the race immediately. The Prestige tier will start at 9:05 as well, as they have delayed 5 minutes for a driver. So F1 TS Hub being friendly here. Look how close you having a giggle and Lukey are now, as Lukey, surely he's lining him up here through the Wellington Straight as they exit. That DRS is going to be slammed open. Has Lukey got enough of a run here? DRS is open. Does he have the straight line speed to sling it down the inside? Gamerstat comes into pits. That's going to drop him down a position into 9th. At 10th, sorry. So Dan Scar gets up into 9th position. Lukey isn't able to get the job done that time around. Lovefield, he's going to be losing downforce. He gets a good exit here. This is the old straight. Is he going to be able to do something at Cops? It's not a corner. Naturally, cars go side by side. He lifts off, and he's going to have to line it up for Stone now, surely.
Yeah, Dan Scar is going to have to fend off Gamer. puts on fresh super softs compared to his dead medium. So we'll keep an eye on that. But what we have to keep an eye on is
Jonas as well. Jonas has got him.
yeah.
Jonas has got Jaw.
There it
That
is.
job was done into the Wellington Straight, so he practiced it the lap before, and he gave it a. Now he's got the move done. Lukey's giving it a good go, but doesn't quite have enough. Is he going to try into? No, doesn't try into the braking zone. He wants to get this right. He knows he doesn't want to do a Verstappen. He wants to get this right once and only once, as he looks to get past his rival. This is going to be perhaps a race-winning move. He's got so much more grip.
This is a good place to try and overtake. You can just sort of go early on the acceleration here, drift a bit wide, but he opts not to. Maybe he wants to set it up for Brooklands and Luffield. He's just got such a better drive out of these corners. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, this is
Does he have any giggle?
This is fantastic. Lukey round the outside. Is he going to have the inside to Luffield? He is able to keep it on the apex. Will you have a giggle? Will he be able to do anything about this? Does he have the tyres left? Nope. Lukey's pulling away. Interestingly enough, Alan hasn't really closed up too much to this at the moment. It's on my screen. Yeah, Emphasis is closing up to him. Jonas sets the fastest lap of the race. That shows you what could have been for Jonas tonight.
Brilliant job by Lukey, though, has to be said. He made the two-stop work, where others sort of faulted, mainly Alan and Empatix. But that being said, you have any giggle, got a decent run on him. So maybe, who knows, maybe Lukey's tyres may be going off towards the end, and you have any giggle might have a say in first place.
You have the giggle defended well. You know, you can't take anything away from his defense there. Emphatic's 1.5 now behind Allen. So is he going to be able to get on the podium after winning last week? Jaws dropped off Jonas. So you have to kind of feel that he's just so frustrated under that helmet that it hasn't gone his way again this week. Look at Gamersat on the back of Dan's car now. Those super softs against the old mediums. What can Ferrari versus Renault do as they begin? Here we go. Heading into turn 1. It's not a place you want to try and overtake, line him up, maybe do him on the brakes into turn 3. What's Gamersat going to do? It's time to test out his racecraft, Odems.
He had a very quiet race. It's time to see what he can do with physical adversity.
You having a giggle hasn't dropped off, you know that. Look, half a second the gap is still.
Yeah, I was watching up until Luffield, where you got a
Jonas on Rex.
Right on the back of him.
My goodness, how are we gonna watch all of these? Gamerstat on Dan's car. We've got Jonas on Rex. We've got Emphatix on Allen, and then we've got you having a giggle still clinging on to the race win there. In terms of being able to put himself in a position to take advantage of mistakes or something like that. Here comes Jonas. Is he going to take Rex's first top 5 away from him? Rex stays on the outside. Is Jonas going to go late on the brakes? He does indeed. Can Rex hang around the outside? No, it looks like Jonas has the extra grip and he's able to keep the position.
Jonas gained a huge gap to Rex. I'm wondering how he did that. Maybe Rex made a mistake or Jonas just had ridiculous pace. But you have to giggles made a small mistake, and I think that's pretty much it for the race with Lukey.
Here comes Gamersat.
Storm off on the last lap.
Inside of Stowe, Dan Carr covers him off. So with their head down now, they're only going to get one more lap at this, of course. Lukey leads this race on the final lap. What can Emphatix do? He's dropped back out of DRS on Allen, so I don't think it's going to be enough for him. Will Joel be able to get
the back of Primeval, I believe, and he spun it.
More wing damage, and he's left the session, so that is frustration at his max. I presume he'll finish there, even though he's left the session. Lukey, if this was the old layout, he'd be crossing the line to take the win, but he's still got a few more corners to go. Gamerstat does get past Dan's car. No, they've made contact. They've made contact in the first sector. They're both recovering now. I didn't see that one, but both struggling to get the car pointing in the right direction. Dan's car is really struggling to get that Renault pointing the right way, and he just needs to be careful.
Game was waiting for him as well. Everyone was waiting for Danscar, but Danscar seemingly just cannot keep it in a straight line.
You keep an eye on Emphatix versus Alan. I'm going to ride on board with Lukey as he crosses the line. This is going to be his first win since Season 9, where it was split into groups. This will be the first time that he's taken the checkered flag in all the groups. In one group, this is a podium tier. Lukey wins the Season 9 champion to get his title championship hopes back on track. You Having a Giggle recovers from 13th place to take second. Alan takes third position ahead of Emphatix, who you have to say rued his strategy here tonight. Jonas recovers as well. He's currently in 5th position. He's just got a straight and a few more corners until he finishes top 5. Good points hold for Mercedes. I did say that at the start.
I feel like every prediction we made was wrong today, you know?
White Eagle crosses the line to take 8th position. That means that I believe Jaw will hold on to 7th regardless. Gamer sat.
White Eagle's napped.
Yeah, comes home. So Jonas crosses the line to take 5th. Rex, here he comes across the line, not too far behind the top 5 now. He takes 6th position. And then we've got Jaw's ghosting car, which is slowly making its way to the finish line. And the Odems, that's us done and dusted. It's time for some champagne. Lukio will have missed that champagne.
Yeah, for sure. A very good drive from him, making the 2-stop work.
I don't think we saw many one-stop in terms of that actually planned to, who weren't forced into it by an early mistake or an early incident.
Yeah, even Jonas himself went back onto the supers. I think You Having a Giggle's the only one-stopper, and that was because he spun and had to put like lap 6. So I think that just really shows that the one-stop really is the better strategy, but no one can really make it work. And Lukey was the quickest of the 2-stoppers, the quickest guy for the majority of the race, and he tastes the champagne, tops up at the podium.
Yeah, fantastic to see a former champion back up there. Only 2 drivers who had penalties, so wonder what they were for. But Lukey takes the win in the Mercedes. You Having a Giggle recovers. He started in 2nd, had a bit of an incident, but he recovered to finish back in his grid slot. So 2nd place for You Having a Giggle and 2nd podium in a row. Alan finally gets his podium after a battling race last week, and this week finishes just ahead of Emphatix, who you have to say did everything right except for coming into the pits one too many times. Jonas takes 5th position. That's a good points haul for the Mercedes team. Rex takes 6th, his best ever finish at F1 TS Hub. George takes 7th after another frustrating race for the Toro Rosso driver. White Eagle takes 8th position. Gamerstat in his first race takes 9th. Danscar takes 10th. And then we had the guys who crashed out, which was Reflow, Jorit, Maverick, and also somebody else, Odems.
White Eagle? Did you say him?
He didn't crash out, no, he finished in 8th. Mathis, that's it. That's it. So, there we have it, Odems. Best of luck in the Prestige tier tonight when they go live at 9:05 PM UK time. Our Pinnacle tier, our middle tier, is already live at the moment. Head over and you can watch both Jono and JP in the commentary box as those guys head out to take on this Silverstone circuit. It's been a pleasure commentating with you, Odems, again tonight. And what a fantastic race and strategic race these Podium boys put on for us. I can't wait to next week. And thank you everyone for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure.